Imagine yourself in solitary confinement, inside a cell at the crown of a towering prison, where its concrete walls scrape the sky. Bereft of any windows, there's only a tiny lamp in one corner with sufficient light for you to see everything around you. But you can't see the outside, and you have no access to anyone or anything except a simple empty notebook and a black pen with a bottle of ink right beside it. Time folds in on itself here, each hour indistinguishable from the last. You have no idea if it's day or night. There is no sense of any visible change. Every day is the same. The same food being tossed into the cell through the tiny gap at the foot of the door. The same longing, only growing more unbearable. The same hopelessness and despair that has been your company from the start. The same dull dreams percolating your mind the moment you lay your head on the bed. The same deafening silence shouting into the void. You spend your whole waking hours staring at the walls, but one day, your eyes catches the sight of these blank pages right beside your bed. A tiny strand of hope flashes through your mind as you find your hand extending to grab the pen. You pat the dust off the empty pages and start writing. At first, you unconsciously spell out a simple letter, and then a word, and finally the entire sentence. It starts with I, and then it follows EXIST. And that is it, the beginning of an entirely new existence, of trying to prove that very sentence. To go to battle with reality and make your mark on the world. No matter how insignificant that mark might seem from the exterior, no matter how hidden from the side, what matters is that something's changing. That's all it takes for you to prove to yourself that you're still alive. You start filling the pages. You can see now. You can hear now. You can feel yourself moving through the space. You can travel to non-existent places. You're smelling the very freedom you've been longing for. You keep writing to see the bright blue sky even when it's not visible to you, to hear the birds chirping in the spring by simply describing them on the page, to see and hear with your mind's eyes and ears. Merely knowing that there are exquisite places in some corners of this wide world can open up a vast ocean of hope in your mind. Just by viscerally experiencing the beauty that awaits you on the other side, you will be flooded with joy and excitement. Knowing that this is not the end of the road, expanding your imagination to see beyond your current reality can bring bright rays of light even in the darkest of places. And the beauty is much more vibrant in the longing. Its sweetness is exaggerated and more potent, giving you the energy to bear the undeniable discomfort of all the darkness you must pass through to reach it. But you must write it out in pristine details. If you can't fully imagine it and see how it can come to contact with reality, then you'll not be able to transcend your current reality toward that vision. If you can't imagine it, you can't live it. If anybody ever overcame a struggle, it only says one thing about them. They have done it numerous times in their head. They have seen themselves on the other side endlessly before it happened in reality. They have talked about it in every conversation they participated in, thought of it in every waking moment. In other words, they kept obsessing over the vision and used it as a source of energy and fortifier of their determination. When you don't see your destination clearly, it's unquestionable that you'll end up astray. You'll be wandering in nowhere land forever. Anything can push you into a random direction, and there would be no way of knowing which direction is the right one because you don't have any endpoint in mind. That's why crafting a vision through words is the most powerful source of inspiration and drive. It's the surefire path to freedom and achievement. And here's how you can incorporate that into your routine. Start by grabbing a journal and write out your dream world. Envision the ideal reality in vivid descriptions. Allow it to go as far into fictional realm as you want. Don't limit your imagination to fit reality. Have the audacity to dream bigger than what you assume reality is capable of. Think bigger than your ordinary thoughts. Be sure to go as big as to imagine yourself the superhero of your own story. Describe the character qualities you wish you had. Remember to not limit your image. Keep it as fictional as you're capable of. Write a snippet of the daily events of that ideal world. What do your days look like? How do you feel going through the mundane? How do you behave? Who are your companions? What does your conversations with them look like? What are you mostly occupied with? How do you dress? What's your diet? How do you treat others? In what style do you speak? This experiment also shows you who you truly are. Because what you imagine as your ideal world is the distillation of your hidden values and beliefs. Throughout this thought experiment, you also get to see your limiting beliefs. At some point in describing the ideal world, you'll feel some resistance. a mental block that doesn't let you enter into that ideal reality. If you encounter it, don't fight it. Don't try to get rid of it. Simply move around it and resume the description. When you start describing your ideal self and your ideal world every day in vivid detail, you're slowly programming your mind to see opportunities in your day-to-day that gets you closer to that vision. And it all happens on a subconscious level. You'll find yourself striving toward that world automatically. Envisioning the picture of that fictional world and feeling that beauty every day will fill your system with hope and joy of knowing such world can exist, knowing you can at least get nearer to it in everyday strife. By imagining your ideal self every day, you're training your mind to think like that ideal character. And if you do this for a prolonged period, you'll eventually become it. Because the only source of our identity is the stories we tell ourselves constantly. It's the way we see ourselves that constitutes both our identity and our life's reality. It's what you believe about yourself that leads to a certain pattern of thoughts and behaviors. Writing fiction allows you to think outside the box and become creative with your daily tasks. It will shatter the boring trap of the repetitive ordinary events in your day-to-day and make you think bigger than your current reality. It breaks the cycle of engaging in the same old process of getting work done and sprinkles the seed of innovation into your daily routine. It's an intellectual exercise that strengthens your imagination, and imagination is the basis of problem solving. So in essence, you're sharpening your problem solving skills and training your mind to think with high flexibility. You're creating new neural pathways, thus enhancing the neuroplasticity of your brain. If you continue this practice daily, you'll notice how much more interesting your reality has become. You'll see your thinking engine shifting gears toward finding novelty even in the most mundane places. Your environment becomes a blank canvas for you to cast your vision into, and you will start to connect the most unrelated ideas together and come up with insights that leads to a transformative invention. You will start learning from seemingly trivial instances. Your mind gets activated and you will find yourself hyper excited by the most hidden features of reality. This will expand your ability to understand and perceive subtle nuanced concepts already present in your daily undertakings. Ever heard of this common advice that says something along the lines of, in order to accomplish anything great, you need to be delusional? Well, to define the term delusional, it's the same as having a fictional world in your head and perceiving reality according to that. In other terms, to have an unrealistic vision and believe that you can make it real. Having defined the term delusional, it's exceedingly obvious that you can deliberately bring this upon yourself by engaging in writing out a fictional world every day, by honing that dream vision so much so that it gradually bleeds into your perception of reality, and you will start living an entirely new existence in an entirely new world.